Hello everyone, we're back in Asagao Academy. It has been a little bit, I'm sorry for not putting out episodes quickly, but I've been working on a lot of stuff. But anyway, last time we played Super Smash Bros, except it wasn't Super Smash Bros, it was like Super Sister Stomp or some shit. And we kicked PPG's ass. So we're basically in with him now, because that's how love works. You kick him out, you kill him. Anyway, as the chill weather of early spring faded and warmth stretched across Asagao, I itched to go outside. With Satch's book in hand, I took to the streets. Since many people realized how rare this moment was, most of the usual benches and grassy plots were taken by Bakas. Oh shit. I kept walking until I came to the soccer field. There was a practice game being held, and PPG and his friend Jeff were running across the field. Being a skirmish, the bleachers were almost completely empty. Students scattered the shiny metal seats, but there was more than enough room for me. In one swift motion, practiced many times over my life, I sat down, spun my backpack into the space next to me, and pulled out my book. I practice it every evening, it's no big deal, I'll just call the book spin. I was nearly done with it, and I wanted to see if I could finish it today. It was due a few days ago, so I was under pressure. Bum 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 ba-da-dum bum. At a pause in my reading, I looked up to watch PPG on the field. A shock of colour at the base of the bleachers caught my eye. It looked like some kind of metallic candy wrapper, and a pang of annoyance struck me. There was a trash can nearby. Why litter? I get that all the time. When I see people litter, I'm like, you fuckhead! But as I jumped down the steps of the bleacher and nearly slipped off one, it became clear that it wasn't trash. The colors changed as the angle of the light did. It was an iridescent purple figurine, itty bitty, and a kitty. Was it Gerard's? Was the only person I knew? He was the only person I knew who collected them. I held it up to the nearest student who shook his head. I was free for a while. Gerard was really into the IBK scene, so if it wasn't his, he'd probably know who it belonged to. One problem, I had no idea where his room was. Conveniently, at that moment, PPG ran to the field to get a drink. I approached him holding the kitty in front of myself like a talisman. Oh, you look so handsome in your soccer gear. Football. Hey, PPG. Do you know Gerard's room number? I think he dropped theirs. Drop? I held the kitty up again, and it glimmered in the sun, much like PPG just now, with all his physical activity. Oh, Gerard was just here. It has to be his. I asked him to bring me my goalie gloves. I wasn't ready to take Mick Jones's place today. If you know what I'm saying, fucking Mick Jones. His room is right across from mine. Oh, great! Thank you so much. Mwah. Oh, hello. Hurry up, PPG. I forgot his voice. PPG groaned. Ugh. It wasn't much of a brag. Gotta go, good luck, I love you. Well, what? He took a huge goblet from his water bottle, then poured the rest on his head and then jumped back into the game. His teammates patted him on the back as he rejoined them. I placed the IBK into my uniform's Lilliputian pocket and headed to the Bluebell. I probably said that all wrong. As I entered the Bluebell house, a passing boy frowned me. Was I even allowed to be here by myself? I shook my head. There was no time to be afraid. This has to do with itty-bitty kitties. Today I had a mission about itty-bitty kitties. Just as PPG said, there was a door right across from his room. Duh. I knocked and fished the IBK from my pocket. Hello? Oh dear. We know that they share a room. Shane entered the door, not at all pleased to see me. Hi Shane, how are you? He was Gerard's roommate? Why oh why was he Gerard's roommate? I tried to laugh to defuse the situation, but it was weak. I felt like I was only making things worse. I didn't know what went on in Shane's mind. He looked at the IBK in my hands. Gerard should be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'll just wait in the common room. When he gets back, can you tell him to try and find me? I could read downstairs. Even if it took Gerard an hour to get back, I could keep myself occupied. Shane sighed and leaned against the doorframe. I could tell him, but it would be much easier if you waited in here. He puts his hand out, gesturing me inside. Alright, thanks. Oh my god, I'm in more boys' rooms. Man, this room is dope. There's like a clear split down the middle of whose side is whose. That is awesome. I entered the room and stood smack in the middle of it. Shane plopped into a chair in front of what must have been his desk. I sat down on what I assumed to be Gerard's chair on the opposite side. Shane swiveled around and started to click something on his laptop. Seeing as he wasn't much for small talk, I turned to observing the room. The room was, well, decorated, one could say. There were a lot of itty-bitty kitties, each arranged neatly with its brethren of similar design. Every empty space not filled with school-related objects was covered by the pads of a cute little cat. Or at least a sealed box of one. Even parts of Shane's shelves had IBK on them. Shouldn't be IBKs, whatever. I had to admit, it was kind of endearing. Something about the dedication required was sweet. Do you collect itty-bitty kitties too? Oh, not really. They're Gerard's, not mine. I see. It's kind of niche. I'm surprised you're into them. Oh no, I don't collect them. I just found this one on the side of the field. PPG said Gerard was there earlier, so I came to find out whether it was his. My hastiness to disown the figure did not go unnoticed by Shane, who made a face at me. If it's not Gerard's, he'll probably know whose it is, right? It's probably Gerard's. I smoothed my thumb over the plastic kitty absentmindedly. Shane returned to whatever he was doing online, and I conversed with the figure in my hand. Who's the pretty kitty? Who's the pretty kitty? I am! Gerard came back about 2 minutes later. Hi, Shane. And Hana? He held 2 coffees in his hands. Suddenly he turned pink. And what are you two doing in here alone? Together? We're not doing anything. Hana was looking for you. Really? Really, Governor? How can I help, Hana? He gave a coffee mug to Shane and offered the other one to me. Oh, Gerard, you're such a fucking sweetheart. Here, take mine. I would have got you one too if I knew you were here. Well, that's really nice of you, but no thanks. I just came to see if this was yours. For what felt like the 10th time in the last hour, I displayed the itty-bitty kitty. Oh, yes! Gerard almost dropped his coffee as he leaped forward. I lost this today. Where'd you find it? It was near the field. PPG told me you were there earlier, so I wanted to give it back to you. Handed the figure to Gerard, who looked about ready to kiss it. Thank you, Hana, thank you. You didn't have to do this, but you did, and I don't know what I would have done without you. It wasn't any trouble at all. It looked pretty rare. It's not as rare as you would think, but it's still very special to me. I'm so glad you were the one to find it. I shouldn't have been so careless. Don't beat yourself up about it. What matters now is that you have it back. Maybe zip up your pocket next time. You better take a load of precautions to make sure this never happens again. He placed it delicately on the shelf with other kitties that had the same iridescent properties, I don't know. Gerard looked at me while I viewed his one-earned assemblage. Hard-earned assemblage. One-earned? I don't know. Duh, Gerard, you dummy. How rude of me not to at least introduce you to my collection. Sorry. In this room, I have 247 itty-bitty kitties of every shape and size. This is the newest set, the Catastrophes. Oh lord, they're a band. They're really popular right now. I traded my rare extras for these the other day. The one you brought back to me is from a set of 4 that are called Opalescence. Currently, they're the only shinies. They were so pretty, my gaze fixated on them. I'm just missing the last opalescent. It's a purple one, Princess Pumpernickel. I've tried everywhere, but no one has them in stock. But there's only 3 copies in the world, so I'm not really surprised. Wait, so it's not really surprising, sorry. It's more surprising that I managed to get these ones. I have one of the most complete collections in the world. People think that the Kiddies company gives me the newest figures, but I'll earn all my IBK. But I earn all my, yeah, well. I could tell this took a lot of hard work. I'm amazed at how much effort you've put into this. He sighed heavily and sat down on his bed. Thanks, Hana. I just wish I could get that last figure. I could finish my collection and the kiddies would have all their friends together in one place. I wish I could help. Don't worry about it, Hana. This is my battle to fight. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I nodded, then glanced at my watch. Oh, I should go. I really wanted to finish my book today, but if you ever need help, I'm here. I stood up, then waved to both of them. But Hana, thanks again. See ya. At least he's smiling at me. Thankfully, I managed to finish my book. It took more time than I expected, though, and by the time I got back to my room, it was dark outside. When I opened the door to my room, the lights were off. I flicked them on, and the huddled form of Maya hugging a stuffed purple bear appeared on her bed. I'm back! Maya glanced at me, then buried her face again in the bear. Was she sulking? It was unlike her to be so unenergetic. Are you okay? That doesn't sound very okay. Maya glanced at me again, her face a light shade of pink, like she was holding her breath. You know, you could tell me anything. You've helped me out a lot, so it's the least I could do in return, right? Besides, we're friends. Besties! Except we're not, because you didn't want to be. Maya sighed and threw the bear on the floor, where it lay as if screaming in agony. It's not fair. She sighed again. I know it's terrible to think like this, but even though I'm really happy for you getting to be friends with those guys, it's just not fair. Those guys who? The Normal Boots Club? No, the other guys you're in love with. It's just that I've been a fan of them for so long and I've loved Jared forever. And then here you come out of the blue with your pink hair. Just like that, you're friends, you fuckhead. She snapped her fingers in front of her face. Oh dear, now it's getting serious. But here I've been trying this whole time, and Jared didn't even know my name. I know I've been stupid, and I feel bad, but I still... Bye. Some friend you are, you motherfucker. I mean... saying they're your friends too... it might not make things better. It's understandable. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, well... She scratched her head, avoiding my eyes. Thanks for understanding, I guess. I'll try my best to get over it. I'll try my best to get over it. I feel like I picked the wrong one there. Okay, let me know if I can do anything, I guess. I will. Thanks, Hana. No, thanks for telling me. Mine leaned off her bed and picked up the bear, patting its head. She chuckled. We smiled at each other. Even though it was all good, it seemed like everything was fine. For now. Mine really was a good friend. But not the best. Despite our slight confrontation last night, mine was as peppy as usual the next day. It seemed like there was no reason for me to worry, but that didn't mean I didn't. The bell rang and class started. Miss Shizuka wrote origami flowers on the board in an ornate script, then turned to glare at the class. The flower festival is only a few days away. It's time again to start folding flowers to sell for the school. We do this every year, guys. I want to hear any groans, Philip. You're free to write an essay on the importance of these funds for the school if you'd rather not participate. A few students rolled their eyes, yeah, but I smiled. It sounded kind of fun, and I hadn't folded origami in years. I'm handing out the practice sheets because I know how bad you guys are at origami. You fucking shit, Jesus Christ. I'm only gonna teach you once, so pay attention, shit. Shizuka turned to the front of the class, picking an ornate green paper. As she instructed the class, I realized that these were the most basic version of origami flowers. I was already familiar with them. I folded my practice paper with ease while Shizuka roamed the room, helping the students who struggled to follow along. These creases are weak. Kindergarteners could do better than this. Hell, my ex could do better than this, you bloody donkey. Sadness passed across Miss Shizuka's face. She turned to the boy next to her and slammed her head on his desk. Sorry. You need to do better. Be better for everyone's sake. It seemed like quite a few students were having trouble. I went to the front of the class to get some new paper, passing John on the way back to my seat. His paper caught my eye. You folded this the wrong way. Your flower's going to be narrow if you keep going.
I'll be honest with you, Hana. I have no idea what I'm doing. Help me.
He kind of looked like he was about to cry. I knelt by his desk, unfolding and refolding his paper.
This looks perfect. You're so good at origami. Did you have to make flowers at your old school too?
No, I used to do origami a lot when I was younger. I guess muscle memory just kicked in. Thanks, though.
Really? What an odd skill to have. What?
Muscle memory or origami?
Is it?
Please.
John clasped a hand around my wrist.
Stay with me. Help me.
Oh, John, that's kind of creepy, but...
Sure, if you need it.
I knew I could count on you. Thank you, Hana. You're a goddess.
That's like a really cheesy compliment to give a girl. Like, it seems really up there, but to me, if I was a girl and if someone was some guy called me a goddess, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. I spent the entire rest of the class period slowly doling out lessons to John and PBG. I offered to help Shane, but he turned away from me instead of watching over John's shoulder. I kept my movements large and exaggerated so he could see too. It was nice to feel useful. When class was over, I headed back to the dorms with Mai. We had a long night ahead of us, filled with homework and the possible reward of chocolate ice cream should we finish on time. But before I got far, someone called my name. Oh, Jeff.
Hana? Oh, Jeff, is everything okay?
Hey, the Normal Blues Club has a meeting today, and PBG forgot to take his soccer uniform with him. I feel like yeah, whatever. He held up a blue and gold uniform. He won't have much time to change before practice if he doesn't have this, and I have to run down to the field. Can you take it for me?
Of course we can! Of course we can!
Mike grabbed the uniform from Jeff. Awesome, thanks! He dashed towards the field. My turn to me, victory running through her face.
Finally, a chance to see Jared in his element. Come on, Hana, we've got to hurry!
We approached the Normal Boots club room, hearts thumping nervously. At least I assumed mine was. Judging by the way she was fidgeting like a hummingbird on acid, it was. We stepped up to the door and were about to knock when I heard my name on someone's lips. Hana. I froze and turned to Mai. Her face was lit and she pressed a finger to her lips. She leaned in closer to the door and I followed suit. Oh, okay, so they're talking in... Okay, whatever.
Dude, I think it's fine. What do you think she's going to do to us? You need to calm down.
But it's so pink. No one has hair like that.
Shane, you motherfucker.
People can't choose their hair colour, Shane. That's a really poor reason to judge someone.
I know, but I just don't trust people with pink hair. You know there's more to it than just the color. Don't deny it. Wait, I'm wrong voice. Don't deny it. Weird things always happen around people with pink hair. Sure, but they're not dangerous. Aren't they? My heart sank. I stepped away from the door, unwilling to hear more.
Hana!
I held up my hand and shook my head. Just when I thought I was beginning to win Shane over. Was this how he truly felt about me?
Oh, I'm heading back. But...
I stepped past her, walking as quickly as I could back to the dorms. Luckily, I didn't pass anyone on my way back. I didn't think I could manage small talk without bursting into tears after what happened. Shane! You judgmental fuck! What is wrong with you? I kicked off my shoes and went to set my backpack down up by my desk, passing the mirror. I paused as I did so, turning to the mirror, evaluating myself on a whole new level. So much grief. My hair caused me so much grief over the course of my life. Now, for some reason, Shane thought I was suspicious. I smoothed my hair with my hands, the shortness of it catching me by surprise. It was softer when it was long. With a sigh, I turned away and collapsed onto my bed, hugging Mr. Bunny to my chest.
Should I dye my hair, Mr. Bunny?
I raised him up, staring into his glassy eyes.
Yeah, you're right.
I rolled onto my side, squeezing Mr. Bunny to my chest.
Satch said it himself. You don't choose your natural hair color.
Mr. Bunny was small against me, and I smiled at him. At least he still liked me. Shaking my head, I went to my desk. I had better things to do than mope. Alright, let's wrap up that episode there. That was surprising. I thought Shane just didn't like us in general because he was antisocial. No, he has some weird conspiracy theory against my beautiful hair. I can't believe it. We thought we got away from this, but back in our old school, now we're right back into it. At least the rest of the Normal Boots Club, or some of them, are standing up for me. What a bitch. We'll find our way in. Either way. Oh wait, let's read the diary real quick. Dear Diary, is Mai really mad at me? She seems fine now, but it's not my fault that the Normal Boots guys like me, or is it? Everything special always happens to me. Maybe Mai's right, and there's something about this main character deal I don't understand. Day X? What is about to happen? Alright. But we'll find out next time. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next one. Bye-bye!